right, Mohamed, take it away, my brother.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody.
Assalamu alaikum.
What's going on?
What's good?
Hey, boop, boop, boop. Bruh, I got some energy today. Cause you know why?
Cause Ramadan's almost over.
It's almost time for Eid.
And we can eat.
For 3 days straight.
And every day after. For 9 months.
Bro, this was a good Ramadan.
Yeah.
This was an awesome Ramadan. For me, it was probably the best Ramadan because before it started, in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna make it the best Ramadan.
Nice.
You feel me? So this Ramadan has been on point, and I've actually felt this Ramadan. There's been other years where it was just another 30 days that went by.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's like, oh wow, this is the last week. Cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, man, every day, like, you know, either I'm meeting up with people, hitting up people online. I feel like I've been more active on social media this Ramadan than I've ever been.
Yeah.
In the past, I remember you were going on Facebook and doing like the whole Ramadan daily vlogging and kind of update. That was awesome. For me, I was kind of like, I wasn't sharing my Ramadan experience with anybody.
Yeah.
So for me, this whole Ramadan come down to one word. Is unity. You feel me? That's what I got out of this Ramadan. The fast was awesome, the praying was awesome, but the unity socially, like social media amongst my friends, amongst my peers, unity within the community. I was able to break bread with people I never ever met before. You know, got invited out to a new mosque and I absolutely love it. Now my family's a part of that mosque, and we're actually volunteering and helping out. So we're looking to stay there throughout the whole year. And lastly, unity within my family. We were able to all get up, eat together, pray together.
Hey, listen, I got a video recording of.
Oh my god!
Your brother was so blown.
I can't control it. Are you talking about the little fight?
No, I'm talking about when we woke up and everybody was asleep, and I was like, "You gonna get everybody up?" He's like, "They ain't gonna wake up," and we just ate. Don't look. That was a nice little monologue that you had.
No, thank you. But you had to cut out on my run like that. What's up with that, bro? I do that. Trust me, when I sleep, bro, I'm a different person. Do not wake me up. I swear, just like, I feel sorry for my future wife. Because, bro, when I'm sleeping, my mom's like, yo, you're just a different person, bro.
Yeah.
Start talking, waking up. So one thing that I do is that if I'm dumb tired, I'm waking up, I'm grubbing, and I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah,
I might
no talking.
I might walk past the room like, he ain't getting up. I might wake you up, but I might be like, yo.
Just barely. Just a little tappy tap.
I remember one time I was so exhausted, I woke up, my sister was like, yo, come on, man, it's time to break fast. She's like, did you make food? I'm like, that's why I'm waking you up. She was like, dude, there's no food. I was like, alright.
Yo, your brother said the same thing. He was like, Mo, you woke me up and there was no food. I was like, forget that, I'm going back to sleep. Oh man.
Lazy, but how has your Ramadan been, man? So far?
If I'm gonna be completely honest,
sum it up into one word, and then you can kind of go into the details, my friend.
Sum it up into one word. I would say. Oh man, this is hard. One word. A phrase. I mean, look, I can describe it. I mean, this one was difficult for me simply because I didn't have a lot of people. I didn't see a lot of people this Ramadan. You know what I'm saying? Like, just work. Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was working a lot. I work by myself in Elizabeth City. Yeah. There isn't a lot of stuff going on in Elizabeth City. So this one was more difficult for me than last year. Because, and you know what? I was just extremely tired this Ramadan, which it was a complete contrast from the last one where I daily vlog and I was just getting my YouTube channel like really, really going.
I remember that.
And so I had a lot of energy around that. We were doing a lot of stuff, like we had sand soccer. So it was just a lot different this Ramadan where travel and work.
You did travel a lot.
Yeah, I travel every weekend
week
of this month. And so like every week I'm exhausted. I think that for me, I shored up certain parts of the prayer, and I'm very proud of that because now when I pray, I feel really good that I know not only the whole prayer in English, but I'm shoring up the Arabic that I was kind of iffy on. So I think that to me was the biggest accomplishment, and that was the only goal I set this Ramadan.
Nice.
Because I found out like within the first week, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to vlog. Like I don't have the energy for it. This Ramadan's gonna be a test, and it really has been. So if there was one way I could say it, I'd say it's been a test.
That's good.
It's been a real test. But as I said to somebody that were replying to our story.
On Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram, on the podcast Instagram, which is Young and Muslim, at Young and Muslim.
The letter N.
That's our Instagram.
Yes.
Just follow us on Instagram.
Blah.
Talk to us. Bang, bang, bang. But as I was saying, I was like, this one was just like, it was unexpected in a way that it hit, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed it nonetheless. I'm not gonna say that I'm sad that it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I know usually everybody's like, I can't believe Ramadan's ending. I'm so sad. I'm like, listen, look.
If you didn't make the best out of it.
Yeah. I mean, listen. That's my opinion. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I love Ramadan. I'm usually is super energetic about it ending, and I'm like, man, like it's going. But this Ramadan, I think that the real test, and this is why I told the person on Instagram, the real test comes after Ramadan.
Yes.
Because Ramadan is literally like training camp.
Yeah.
And then when you get out of Ramadan.
The wolves come out, boy.
Yeah, son.
Iblis in the team.
Yeah, Iblis in there like, like he's ready for you.
I can just see him waiting for me at the start, just at the finish line. Like, yeah, come on, almost there.
He on the corner.
As soon as you cross that line. So, yeah, let me tell you about these few honeys that I met.
You want to do some crack? What? What?
Yeah, I don't know about that, bro.
Hey, the devil working overtime today. God dang. Devil working overtime. Yeah, so for me is that's how I'm making this a positive spin, you know? Like even though for me, energy wise, I didn't have the best Ramadan, I made it through, alhamdulillah. Allah blessed me to have some insight for myself, for my friendships. My eyes were opened very wide to a lot of different things. So I think that this one was more of an internal growth more than like me outwardly, like, cause you know me, like I'm usually like, this one I've been kind of like low key.
It's funny. I'm opposite this year. Cause all the other Ramadans I've been just kind of low key hanging out with my family, absorbing it. But now I'm like, hey, here's how I'm feeling this Ramadan. Here's my experience. Kind of join me. So we kind of switch roles, which feels good for me because we're similar and kind of different at the same time. But I feel like you met a lot more Muslim people this Ramadan.
No, I did. I've still been active on social. Yeah. I think because I wasn't so focused on YouTube, that it allowed me to actually become very interactive on Twitter. Yeah. And I started hitting up people, just talking to them, and met a lot of different converts and reverts, as some people say. I met a lot of different people, and it made this Ramadan really special that I've been able to connect with more Muslims, because there aren't Muslim youth in my area
at all.
So it's really cool that I'm able to, we got the podcast going this Ramadan. We traveled to Chicago, which is a huge city for Muslims. So it's like we did a lot of stuff this Ramadan that was extremely positive. Yeah. This wasn't a bad Ramadan.
No,
it was
not at all.
So let me reiterate. The only thing that made this Ramadan difficult for me was my energy levels. That was about it.
Because you're doing a lot.
Exactly. Because I'm doing a lot. Yeah. And I'm doing a lot in a different way than I did last year. So that's it. It's been a good Ramadan.
Overall, I think the hardest thing for me this Ramadan was keeping up with my reading.
Ooh.
Yeah. Right now I'm at Surah 25. You feel me? Yeah. So I'm behind, but I'm like, I have the energy now and the discipline. But let me just finish. I don't want to just because Ramadan's done, just put the book down. Yeah. So I'm like, might as well just finish now. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You feel me? Maybe I didn't keep up, but I learned a lot more now. And I kind of took my time, quality. Because right now I'm like, okay, every time I get to see a nice ad that I like, I pick it out and put it down in my notes.
Bookmark that joint.
But one thing I noticed, because Ramadan helps you learn different things about yourself, one thing that I learned is that I like reading. I learn a lot more by reading. I'm a visual person. You feel me? When I have the book in my hand, I'm like, okay, I kind of visualize it and I really feel it, internalize it. But in the audio, because my mind just goes all over the place. In the audio, I'm listening. And
you're able to just zone.
I'm just zoning, I'm just thinking about that, this and the third, looking at the beautiful home. Next thing I'm like, oh dang, this show's about done. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go home with this one all over.
And that's why I stopped listening to it while I was driving. There was a few times where it's so soothing.
I look at your face, I can tell.
Oh God, falling asleep. So what I had stopped doing was I started doing it while I was listening to work or while I was doing stuff like
Nice.
actively moving.
Okay.
Because then I'm like actually paying attention to it because whatever I'm doing isn't, as important as driving. Like you need, all your motor skills and stuff. So that's primarily how I've been reading it. But like when we traveled, if I wasn't driving or anything like that, Chicago trip, I'll just go through. I wouldn't even finish an ayat, but I wouldn't finish a surah, but I would at least still try and get some in.
Progress.
And then when it comes to reading, one of the things, like you said, like it's hard to stay focused. I would do certain parts over. I would do it 2, sometimes 3 times.
To make sure you really got it.
Yeah, exactly. Or like I would say, okay, let me pay attention to it, and I actively pay attention. As soon as I notice myself zone, I cut it off.
Good. Yeah, I've been doing that too.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, the Quran needs the respect it deserves, so I need to have my full attention on it.
It's so funny you say that because I'll tell you about the sheikh at my mosque. I absolutely love him. He was like, look, guys, look. Just because you have an Allah chain on your neck doesn't keep you more safe than somebody else. He like, just because you have Quran playing at your home in the background while kids scream and everything like that, just doesn't mean you have barakah, a blessing in your home. If you're not giving it the time or the respect that it deserves, you're not doing anything. He always. I love this dude because this is my first time in my life where I had an imam that calls out the ladies. He actually engaged with the ladies.
Well, when you say call them out, what do you mean? You don't mean like being haram police?
No. He's like this, because usually when the imams talk, they're always addressing the men.
Yeah.
You feel me? He tells us like, hey, look, ladies, I know this Ramadan's gonna be really hard for you guys. I know you guys like to sit down and gossip and backbite, backbite, but you can't do that. Like fellas, I know you gotta do that too. So he keeps everybody engaged, everybody on their toes.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, this mosque, people come here and pray. Do not bring your kids here because they want to get out the house, hype them up on sugar so they can run around. That's not the spot. You feel me? It's 11 o'clock at night.
Bro,
take them home.
Bro, that's funny.
You know,
that's
you
funny,
feel me?
Because I hate going to certain mosques.
He was like, we came here for prayer. We need to focus. If you can't control your kids, take them home. That's not fair to everybody else. So I was like, bro, this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's why I do respect that man. But just going back to what he was saying, he's like, dog, if you're not giving the respect to the Quran that it deserves, what are you really doing?
Cut it off.
Cut it off.
Look, it's better that you read a little bit and absorb it than to try and finish. Like last year I finished the whole Quran and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Because I was taking time to sit. This year I didn't do that, but I finished less because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try and concentrate as much as I can, and my concentration was only worth 20 surahs.
Yeah.
So, but it's like you said before, doesn't mean you gotta stop reading just because Ramadan's over. And that was one thing I did in preparation for Ramadan, was to keep reading and try and read. And you don't have to do it in order. You don't have to finish the Quran in order. Like sometimes I start at the back of the Quran and I read the little ayats, the shorter surahs that I say in prayer. That way I make sure I know the translation. I'm like, okay, cool. And one of my favorite surahs is the time, Al-Asr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my favorite surah. Just like what it speaks to and what it's about is my favorite one. And the only reason I know that is because I was reading through it like 2-3 times.
Okay.
It's Ramadan. So like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna keep track of that like I would regularly read through the Quran during Ramadan, right? Like, I got through 25 surahs, even though I read the last 10 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. So we have the first 10 days, second 10 days, and the third 10 days.
Okay.
I'll talk about my experience. So the hardest were the second 10 days for me. Okay? The second 10 days. And the best for me were the last 10 days, like the last 10 right here. Because the first time, like, excited for it, like, hey, it's time for Ramadan.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do it. And then I kind of sprinted and kind of let everything out. You feel me? And I'm like, oh, man, dude, I'm really tired. Like, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. So the second 10 days was more like, and those are the mercy. So the first 10 days is mercy. Second 10 days.
Forgiveness.
So for the forgiveness portion.
And then the last 10 days are being saved from the tone of hellfire.
Okay.
I remembered it.
Oh, man. So for the second, the second set of 10 days, I was just really rebuilding. You feel me? I was like, okay, what am I really doing this Ramadan? You feel me? Like, what do I really want to get out of it? So it's more like a rebuilding stage and kind of like internalizing what I did the first 10 days. And I really kind of slowed myself down, but then that got me ready for the last 10 days.
Got you.
So it worked out a lot better. It's just like, it's like a marathon, you know. I started off really, really, really fast, like blazing the first one out. You feel me, out the gates. Then the second 10, I kind of slowed down, kept up with the crowd, cause I know I'm gonna need the energy for the last 10 to kind of kick it into full gear and finish strong. So.
Nice.
What about you?
I started out really well.
Okay.
And I think the middle went really well.
Good.
I think the last 10 days have been the hardest for me. Just because we're getting so close to the end, and I've had certain things start to creep in. Like, there's stuff that I've...
Cheese and cream?
No, I mean, it's just like certain things that were holding me back, and that I've done very well of kind of pushing off to the side. Distractions and whatnot were starting to creep back in. But I feel very good. Like, we're in the last 2 days. Like, we have today, and then we have tomorrow, and then it's it on Friday. And so I feel very good about where I am right now spiritually. I feel very good about where I am mentally. I think that certain things that were going on with me the last 10 days, where, you know, I was trying to do a lot, and I was trying to pray, talk with prayer, and with traveling and stuff like this. It's just like, I think my body physically just started crumbling.
Just shut down.
Yeah, I started crumbling towards the end. But the first 2 weeks were good, man. Like, I was all in. I was waking up on time. But these last 10, bro, they've been tough. But alhamdulillah, I'm here. Allah has blessed me to have a successful Ramadan, and He's blessed me and all my friends and my family to get through it. You know, like, you know, one thing I always thank Allah for, and I do this especially every Jummah Friday. I thank Allah that we made it to, like, I seen another Friday. You know what I'm saying? And because you never know when your last Jummah is going to be. You don't know when your last Ramadan is going to be. So that's one thing. Almost every prayer, I'm like, thank you for blessing me to, like, finish my fast today. Bless me to fast tomorrow, and inshallah I'll make it to the next Ramadan. So, you know, it's all about perspective.
Always is.
Always about perspective at the end of the day. So I feel good.
I feel good, which is good.
Yeah.
So now this is one thing you never want to publicize, but I do want to get some insight. How do you think you've been doing in regards to deeds? To
deeds? I think I've done well.
Okay.
I definitely could do better. But I think deeds are small, right? I think that, you know, when you're in a situation where you can't really give too much, it's all about giving what you can.
Yeah.
And for me, like, financially, things have just been, you know, not where they have been during this Ramadan. And that's part of the test, right? So this Ramadan, I've had to give in other words, such as dawah and talking to people. One thing I've been doing, like, my next door neighbor, she's very elderly. Her husband just passed away last year. And I sat down and talked with her one day, and it felt really good because, like, you don't know how good that made her feel, or just talking to anybody in general, you don't know what it is that they're going through, especially now that this is kind of funny. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, so
I never knew that.
Yeah, I believe it was either May or I believe it's June, like the month of June, and so, you know, like, trying to sit down and talk to people and listen more. I think that was one thing I tried to do a little bit more. I think I did well with that, and then trying to respect and listen to my parents a bit more this Ramadan. Not like that. They say something, I just be like, yup. You know, not trying to, like, go back and forth.
One thing I love about that, Jibreel, because you've always been that type of person. And there was this one story that I heard that just reminded me of you. There was one young boy that helped this elderly woman every single day get up the stairs. Right? She had to go up 2-3 flights of stairs. She asked the boy one day, was like, hey, you know, is somebody paying you for this? He was like, yeah, somebody is paying me. He was like, okay, awesome. And then every single day he just kept helping. And then one day she was like, probably like 2 weeks in, she's like, man, my son must be giving you a lot of money, like, because her son was older and he lived away from her, so he thought her son was the one giving her the money. Yeah. And he's like, man, my son must be giving you tons of money because you keep coming back. He's like, lady, who's your son? I didn't know you had a son. She's like, then who's paying you? You like the man upstairs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then from there she was like, what do you believe in to actually do something like this every single day? Like tell me more. And then told him about Islam, and then she ended up converting. She was 83 years old. She ended up converting, and then the day after, she passed away.
Wow.
In Sujouz and Salaam. I forgot which country this was. Somebody was telling me the story, and that was awesome. And then they took her, and she was a nurse for 83. She was a nurse for like 40, 50 years, so she's been helping people her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was able to bless her. Not only that, on the day that she passed away, they were going to bury her because she was Muslim. So we're going to do a traditional janazah, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And then her son comes along, they're like, hey, that's my mother and everything like that. Like, yeah, well, cool. She is converted, we're going to bury her. He's like, no, you can't do that. He's like, she converted. He's like, okay, if you're going to do that, I need $20,000. So that's all he was worried about. He didn't even check on his mother for years upon years. So, the Muslims got together and gave him the money. He was like, hey, look, just go ahead, just go away.
Wow.
So gave him the money and then ended up burying her and everything like that. And absolutely, I love that story because for me, this year with my deeds, I've been trying to be more focused with my deeds. You feel me? Sometimes you get to the point where you're so busy, you're like, oh man, you see somebody in the street, here's $1. It's just kind of going through the motions. But financially, for me, I've been more focused. I'm like, okay, I've been following these guys here for a few months, and now that I'm keeping track of what's going on in Syria, let me give a few dollars right there to make sure those people, they just get meals. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, there's a lady over here that's doing a launch good, which is an Islamic crowdfunding site. Wow, they're doing one because there's a mosque 2 miles away from me that's gonna get shut down. You feel me? Let me give some money towards that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been more disciplined that way because I know where the money's going.
Yeah.
I know that it's going to people that's in need, not just giving somebody $2 just so they can go and buy a 40. So
if you can buy a 40 for $2. But no, you're exactly right, man. And I feel the same way. And I can't say it's been particularly during this month, but in general, when I give now, and I learned this from last Ramadan, when you give,
you asked 21 questions. You asked 21 questions.
Yeah, you have to ask questions.
Yeah.
Listen, it's better that you know exactly what's happening with your money
Yep.
than just giving it because you think that like just giving money doesn't do anything.
No.
You know what I mean? It doesn't help solve a problem. But when you give your money to the right people, that helps.
Because they'll make that money work.
Exactly. They'll make the money work. Or if you give things that you don't need, instead of throwing things away, like food, for example, we all have been guilty of wasting food, but when you're able to take that food and you're able to donate it or give a full plate to somebody that looks like they really need it, then that's good. You know what I mean? It's better that you do that than to just waste.
So right now there was this right here has been my favorite surah so far. It's Al-Nur. I found a lot of good stuff in there, and there was one here about wasted deeds that I thought it was so
What surah is that?
interesting. Surah Al-Nur.
What number?
24.
Okay.
And it's ayahs 39 through 40. Let me pull it up right here. And when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of what we always talk about. So what it says, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and it says, and as to those who disbelieve, their deeds are like a mirage in the desert. The thirsty man assumes it to be water until he comes up to it and finds it is nothing at all. And instead of water by his side, he finds that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has always been present with him. He then pays him his account in full, and Allah is swift at reckoning. Or the deeds of the disbelievers are like thick, utter darkness of the fathomless deep sea, waves on top of which there are higher waves covering up its surface, which is overcast by clouds. These are layers of darkness piled one upon the other, as opposed to light upon light for the believer, so that a person, however much he may try, can hardly see his hand when he holds it out. Indeed, there is no light at all for the person whom Allah gives no light.
Boom.
So, when I first read that, I was like, it's like you said, it's just not enough to give if you don't know where it's going. You feel me? Like you said, it can just be consumed by just an ocean of bad. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you give that $2-3 to somebody that really doesn't need it. They buy some alcohol and they go ahead and they do something reckless. You feel me? They drink and then they drive.
And you contribute to that.
They drink, they drive, and then they kill somebody. So when in reality you thought you did a good deed when Allah was with you the whole time, but it actually came out a lot worse. So if you'd actually search, Because I feel like when you're giving and you actually search for the root or the cause and go towards the source, that means you care.
Yeah.
You feel me?
No,
That means you care a lot more because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's okay. I went ahead. I seek the goodness. Allah guided me towards the light, and I made it happen.
No, definitely, man. Definitely. What's something else this Ramadan? As we start to wrap this episode up, what's something else that you think this Ramadan has helped you or made you mature more in?
My anger.
I concur.
My anger, bro. There's times just at work, and my little brother, and my sister just get me just heated. You feel me? And then I'm like, take a deep breath. It's Ramadan. You feel me? I don't want to break my fast. More just relax. Remember what this month is about.
That's funny you say that.
You feel me? And then even like last night, my sister asked for a ride. She's like, "Hey Mo, can you take me somewhere?" I'm like, "Well, where you need to go?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What did I tell you about telling me things last minute? I can't. You have to tell me beforehand, you know." Then I ended up, getting a heated discussion with her and then my mother, and then I was like, "Man, you know what? I'm not about to go to sleep angry, bro. You feel me? I'm not about to go to sleep angry." So I just kind of got up, told them that I was sorry, loved them and everything like that, and kind of explained the whole scenario. Like, "Hey, look, I was out of line and everything," and then that's it. Cause that was another day. I'm a stubborn dude. You feel me? I would be like, "Yeah, who won that?"
Nah, man, bro, like, I had to get the same thing, man, like, with my sister, like, just this morning, it's like, yo, I'm not gonna go in detail about anything, but it's like, listen, you gotta respect other people and what's going on.
Bro, that's exactly what I told her. Respect other people's time.
You have to respect other people's stuff and what they're doing, and I think, when they're younger, is all you care about is yourself when you're younger, and I think anybody listening to this can concur, but what I have to do is internally have to be like, all right, yo, calm down, chill out, because she ain't going to stop doing this anytime soon.
True.
Just relax. And so I think for most of the month, I'll see stuff. I'm kind of like my cat, bro. He kind of look at something and be like, whatever. Do what he's doing.
I think that was that what your tweet was about. You said, "Bro, I'm done arguing." Is it that what you said?
I'm done arguing. I'm just about to agree or disagree. I'm just done arguing. Like, and that's what Ramadan's taught me. Like, there's no point. We don't change people's minds by having conversations and debating. It doesn't change anybody's mind.
Especially when somebody's just like gun ho about it. Like, bro, I don't care what you say.
You change it through action. Just like the story you gave. The boy didn't say, "I'm gonna take you out them stairs."
One day.
And then she converts. No, like he did it.
Persisted, yeah.
And then one day she's like, "Oh, for real? You not taking no money?" And then she understands why. Then the conversation opens up.
Yes.
I love it. And so I think when it comes to like dealing with people, our sisters or any relatives and people that we get frustrated with, it's hold your tongue. And when people start noticing that you're a lot calmer, you'd be like, "Why?" You'd be like, "Allah told me."
You just point out.
But yeah, man. Do you got any like last remarks, like how you want to just like close out your Ramadan?
I just want to tell the devil that I'm ready. Shout out.
Bring it.
Bring it, baby. I know you got the whole squad out there. It's gonna be hard.
Listen, Mo. I've said this in past episodes. The most important part of being a Muslim is community.
Yep.
And community comes in the form of even just like us two, right? Our buddy system is impeccable because when I need help, I'm like, "Yo, bro, help me out."
Same.
Our parents, using these people that are in your ecosystem. You might not have a lot of people, but if you really need to stay away from the temptation or from whatever, bad habits you had beforehand, you got to use the buddy system. You can't do it alone.
No.
You cannot do it alone. I don't care how strong a person you think you are, you ain't going to do it alone.
No. And I would say probably some few last things. If you're listening and you have some plans for Eid, just try to have fun, but make sure you just do it on Allah's terms. Just keep it halal. There's so many different things that you can do. There's only a few things.
I've never heard of anybody turning up on
bro,
Eid.
You'd be surprised.
You know some people they get hurt on Eid.
Yeah, bro.
Dog, that's like work. That's literally that's crazy.
Bro, they get lit.
Bro, getting hurt doing it literally just defeats the entire purpose of. That's like you go to an AA meeting. Yo, I hit 1 year. Let's turn up, like, and just start drinking. Like, it's just so pointless.
Oh man, so that's what I would say closing remarks wise. To be honest, that's about it. Other than that, I'm ready. I got my buddy right next to me. I got my man, my right hand. We're gonna make sure that we can not only finish this Ramadan strong, but also the full year, bro. We got 6 more months left of 2018.
Yeah, look for anybody this be my closing remark.
Yeah.
For anybody that's struggling with things that, this Ramadan prevented them from doing. So if you smoke cigarettes or if you
vape.
Well, I don't know how I feel about vaping. It's just water vapor to me. I don't vape, but I don't see anything wrong with it, honestly. That's just me. Anyways, if you drink, stuff like that, right?
Smoke that reefer.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't smoke, but I actually want to have a conversation about that actually. So, future episode.
The
But
pack.
the Pat Schmacky album. All right, I digress.
Come on,
make sure that you just take it one day at a time to get stronger. And it's not even like people say you need stronger iman and you need more taqwa. It's not even about that. It's about trying to have more self-control. Ramadan, one of the greatest benefits of Ramadan is that it makes you have to exercise self-control.
Absolutely.
And so if at the Ramadan, I was talking to my dad, we were talking about if at the Ramadan you just lose your self-control and you go right back into the bad habits, you kind of, I'm not going to say you negate you negate the benefits of Ramadan. Like, it's like taking medicine and then immediately chasing it down with all the bad stuff that you're taking the medicine for. You're taking gout medication, but then you eat a bunch of fried chicken and hot malls. Like, it just doesn't add up. So just remember to take it one day at a time and to use your buddy system to try and fight for that goal. Like, you've come this far, just keep it rolling.
Yep.
And if you make mistakes, it's okay.
Yeah,
exactly. If you make mistakes, it's okay. You're not just like done and doomed.
And that needs to be said. You feel me?
Yeah, it does need to be said.
God is all forgiving.
Yeah.
So you're exactly right about that.
Yeah. So you gotta be forgiving to yourself because Allah is gonna forgive you. But you also gotta be hard on yourself to not try to make those mistakes. We try, we fail.
We gotta try again.
Yeah, we try.
No, man.
If at first you don't succeed, touch yourself up and try again. Touch yourself up. All right, guys.
I'm gonna close off.
I'm Jibreel Salaam.
And I'm Mohamed Hassan.
And we greet you with the greens of peace.
Assalamu
alaikum.